Hey everybody, Chef John back at you again with some more Japanese food that I've been having a lot of fun with lately. Today I'm going to do a three-part video. First, I want to show you how to make dashi. Dashi is the building block of almost every Japanese dish that you can have. Secondly, I'm going to show you how to just make miso soup, the kind that you would have in a restaurant normally, with that dashi. And thirdly, I'm going to show you how I make like the best thing on earth that I've been eating a lot of, and that's clams in a miso broth. Basically, miso soup with clams. Let's get right at it. This stuff is awesome.
And the only two things that you might find difficult to find in your neighborhood grocery store are katsuobushi and kombu, both available on Amazon or any great Asian market.
So we're going to start with making the dashi. 3 ingredients in this. Super easy. 8 cups of cold water, filtered water, preferably the very best water you've got. 1 sheet of kombu, and then we've got 3 cups of dried bonito flakes. Katsuobushi, I'm not Japanese. I don't know, shocker. And so I don't know how to pronounce a lot of these things. But these are the dried bonito flakes that are the basis of a good dashi. So we're going to start with 8 cups of the best water you got. This is called kombu, and it's a seaweed, and it comes in these packs, and this is about the size of what you want to start. It's going to get a lot bigger when it gets in the water. Now when you buy kombu, some of it's naturally going to have some of this white on it, and that's okay. If it was excessive, I'd rinse it off real quick first, but this isn't, so I'm just going to put this right into the water. And we're going to turn the burner on. Now the most important thing about making dashi, you don't bring it to a boil. We're trying to make the clearest dashi that we possibly can. So we want to bring this up to about 145 to 150 degrees tops. So I'm going to heat this over a medium heat and use a thermometer to watch the temperature so that we don't get it too hot and have it start boiling. So this is what you want it to look like. If you see all these little bubbles in the bottom here, that's your indication. Let's see where our temperature is here. And here we go. There's 149 degrees, 150. That's as warm as I want it. So I'm going to make sure the burner's turned way down. And we're just going to let this simmer for about 12 minutes. So this has been 12 minutes now. And I've maintained the water right about 148, 149. And it's time to take our kombu out. And this really smells like the ocean, which is exactly what you want. The water's still very clear, which is also what you want. We're going to remove the kombu. And again, I've turned the burner off now, and we're going to add our katsuobushi. And we're just going to let that steep for about 2 minutes. You don't want to let it steep too long, or it can turn bitter on you. So a couple minutes will be just fine. So now this is steeped for about 2 minutes, and I've got a strainer and a cheesecloth. You could also just use a kitchen towel to do this, but I'm going to pour this now through the cheesecloth. You can press this a little bit. Don't overdo it. Again, we're trying to make a very clear broth. If you overpress this here, you may cloud it up a little bit. So there you go. And there's a beautiful clear dashi. That's the building block for almost everything Japanese. So now we're going to go to step 2, which is making basically miso soup.
And here's everything you're going to need to make it. Tofu, dashi, miso, white miso, shiro miso, wakame, which is dried seaweed. Here's a picture of it for you. And some green onions.
So this is 2 cups of dashi that I've just brought up to a simmer. I'm going to take just a little bit of it and pour it into, I've got 2 tablespoons of miso, shiro miso, white miso, and I'm going to mix that real good. I can't show you on camera because I don't have a cameraman, but I'm mixing the white miso with that hot broth just to form more of a paste. I'm going to pour it back into the boiling dashi. Make sure there aren't any clumps in it. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons, tablespoon and a half of seaweed. Stir that around a little bit. Let that reconstitute. And I'm going to add about 12 squares of tofu. Let that heat up just a little bit. And I'm going to pour it into a bowl, top it with slivered scallions, and you got yourself miso soup. Okay, now to make these clams in miso broth, we're going to start by bringing 4 cups of dashi up to a simmer over medium-high heat. And I'm going to do 12 Littleneck clams, and I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of sake. Now I've brought these up to a simmer. I'm going to put the top on, turn them down, and let them simmer for, I would say, about 5 minutes. So this has been 5 minutes. Looks like they've all opened up. I'm going to remove them to my serving bowl. These are all for me. This is what I would consider one good serving. Now I'm going to take like 1/2 cup of the dashi here and stir it into my miso. And I'm going to pour this back into my soup, to my dashi. Make sure I get all in there. That a good stir. And I'm going to ladle or pour this miso broth over my clams. These clams were super clean when I got them from Surf City Crab. I'll put a link to that on the video, but let me get a picture of this. I'm going to top it with a little green onion and we'll be good to go. Well, there you go. 3 different things in one video. I sure hope you enjoy it. Come back and see me again next time. And thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it.